so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing
Good morning.
of the goodness
Julia.
of God.
And by Sarah. Good morning. Randa. Good morning.
I love your
David.
voice.
Josephine.
You have led me through the fire
Amy.
in
Andrew.
darkest night.
Casey.
You are close like no
Call to
other. I've known you as a
Adrian,
father.
good to have you back.
Known you
You're back with us
as
live
a
this morning. Good to
friend.
see you.
And
Carla.
I have lived
Dr. Cynthia,
in the
thank you so much.
goodness
And I really
of
appreciate your
God.
notes, too. They're always so
Come on,
encouraging,
can you
Dr.
sing that
Cynthia.
with us? All
So
my
good to see you.
life, all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you
Oh,
have
good
been
morning,
so,
Joseph, Andrea,
so
Dawn.
good.
Good morning, Mom.
Every
Tanya,
breath
Debbie,
can
Cynthia,
say,
Rochelle, John Shaw, Amy,
I'll sing of the goodness.
Larissa.
I'll sing of the
Good
goodness of
morning.
God. Come on, can you lift that up again? Say, all my
Benita.
life, yeah.
Good morning, girl. Where you been? I don't think I've seen you in a while.
Thank you, Father. All
Sandra.
my life, you have been so,
She's redeemed.
so we've come together.
Erica, so good to see you. Lois, Marco,
Oh, I will sing, yeah, of the goodness.
Marcia Thompson,
We bless you, Jesus.
Larry, Debbie.
And your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything.
Paula.
Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Come on and can you declare that your goodness is running, yeah, it's running after me.
Morning, Daniel.
Goodness is following me.
Oh, okay. I just missed you. My eyes just missed you. Good to see you, Bo.
I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me.
Preacher girl in the city. What's happening? Good morning. Just Me 97. Good morning. Joe Love. Good morning. Sarah. John Wilson. What up? Yo, Betsy asked me about a song. I'm gonna send it to her tonight. I forgot about it. So tell Betsy I'm gonna send her. I Want to Be Filled. I found it. So I'm gonna give it to her. Desiree, what's up? Jay, what's up?
All my life you have been faithful.
Good morning, Matt. Bishop.
Good
Good morning, bro. So good to see you. What's up, sis? Diawani. Good morning. Deshaun, Sarah.
Oh, I will sing
All right.
the goodness.
Let's invite the presence of the Lord in here. Grab a red emoji and put it in the feed.
God,
And let's just take a second
so
to declare the goodness of the Lord. Tristan, what's up? Good morning, Monique.
God, you're
Millicent.
so good.
What's up? God.
Come on, can you sing that to him? Lord, we say
Yeah.
you're so good. So kind and your faithfulness.
Y'all, let me just tell you, every now and then, you just gotta stop. You just gotta stop and acknowledge the Lord's goodness. Can I just tell you, when you begin to think about the goodness of Jesus and all that he is, all that he's doing. What's up, Lakina? You made it in here live today. Good morning. Um, y'all, when you stop and think about his goodness and just really think about it, think about how faithful he's been. Think about how faithful he's been. Joe Saxton, good morning. I got a crazy idea, Joe, that I'm going to call you about. Um, So look, answer my call. Don't act like you don't know me when I call you. I got an idea, and I think it's gonna be good. Um, y'all, I woke up this morning, and you ever just start thinking over and over and over the goodness of God, and you just think about how faithful He's been in time after time after time. Uh, y'all, I just got full early this morning. I just started uh, tears just started coming down my face because I just started thinking about the goodness of God. The old saints used to say, uh, as Paul says, every time I think of you, I thank God for you. The saints will tell you if you sit down and if you just start thinking, you'll start thinking. Woo! If you start thinking, you'll start thinking. Just start thinking about how faithful and how good God has been. In the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of all this, we made it. Here we are in September. Tanya, you're right. 9 months. We made it 9 months until what will go on record is one of the most difficult years um, of this decade for sure. Huh? We can say that unapologetically. But 9 months, and here we are. I'm. I feel like Marvin Sapp. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. I'm so much better. Listen, girl, let me tell you, brother, let me tell you, you're better today than you were 9 months ago. I'm full. I got full early, y'all. I'm sorry, I got full early. I did a pre I did a pre-game. I started drinking before y'all got on here. I started sipping that glory, and I'm already lit this morning. I'm already in. I'm telling you, you are stronger and wiser and better than you were 9 months ago. 2020 ain't happening to you. You are happening to it. Come on in here. He's providing for you. He's keeping you. Look at you. You're inhaling, you're breathing, you're exhaling. You've experienced more loss, many of you, than you have in other years, but here you are. Still breathing, still hanging, still come on in here. If you start thinking, you'll start thinking thanking him for his goodness and for his faithfulness. I'm sorry. This is an overflow of what I was in. Can I tell y'all? I'm going to tell y'all what I was drinking this morning. You know, sometimes you get a hold of something good and it gets you right. You want to just share what it was. Let me just share what it was. PJ Morton has got a new gospel album out. And the song, y'all, this song, I can't play it on here. I wish I could, but they do this thing where they mute you because you're playing music you don't own. And I watch other people's podcasts. Some people can do it. I just don't know how to do it. Let me tell you the song to go to, and I'm gonna give you the frame of mind to go to when you listen to it, and it'll get you right, like it got me this morning. I'm telling you, it got me messed up. It's the song is "You Bless Me" over and over again, and it's featuring Commission. So we already got a problem. We already got a problem. Sit down, put that song on repeat, and just think about what God has done, and think about all the stuff that you didn't deserve. That's the thing. I got a whole word today that ain't got to do with this. So y'all stay on. Come on, share it, invite some folks. Let me tell you something. The caveat is, not only did you bless me over and over again, but you did it even though I didn't deserve it. So it's an acknowledgement of we both know I don't deserve this, but you bless me over and over and over again. Everybody in this room know we don't deserve it, but he blesses us over and over and over again. He blesses us over and over again. We don't deserve it. Woo! When you add that little piece, you know, like, Lord, you bless me for the day, you bless me for, but when you acknowledge I don't deserve it, I don't deserve it, but you bless me over and over and over again. Good morning. It's the Good News Today daily devotional show, y'all. And we in here, and I'm full and toe up already. I'm trying to get y'all caught up. I'm trying to give you a I already had a drink. I'm trying to give y'all a double. Y'all got to catch up, so you got to get a double. Here, I'm trying to serve you up a double, and don't get it twisted. I'm talking about His glory this morning. Woo! We sipping on His glory. That's what we do. That's what we do in the mornings. I sip this coffee, but I also sip this glory. We don't snatch edges. We snatch righteous minds. Come on in here, somebody. Yo, I'm so excited just to open up God's word and to continue this conversation. We've been at the family table this week, putting in work. If y'all see some family members that's falling off, y'all go get them. Say, no, get your behind back to this table. Sit back at this table. You know what? That's a thing for me. I really that I have to surrender to God, and I have to realize that everybody won't go with you. And this ain't even coming from, to be honest, our feedback has just been amazing. So it's not even like I got some bad news and I'm tripping. It's like, no, but the sobering reality, everybody won't go with you. And I know some of y'all like, whatever, we don't need, whatever, go ahead, we gonna go. And I get there, but I'm not gonna lie, I lament the people that won't go. I lament that. Personally, it affects me. It makes me sad. Or how easy and quickly it is for people to get up and walk away from you. Just because they don't see it like you see it. People will just walk away. And it just goes to show how strong that stronghold is. I've got friends experiencing it. Fellowship, our church has been so amazing. And we got people. To be fully transparent, I get those notes. My team, I get those notes. I get those notes. So they do exist. I had one note that said, Pastor Tate, we're praying for you. We're concerned about you because it seems like you're losing your footing. That I'm losing my way because I'm talking about race. TV students, your message yesterday. You're one of my favorite pastors. Thanks, bro. And I appreciate that, John. We don't give up on people because if people would have gave up on me, y'all, I wouldn't have made it. That's sweet, Jeanette. She said, which is very important in a black household, by the way. Jeanette. She says, I'm staying at the table. I'll even help wash the dishes. Come on, come on. The cooks in the house. The cooks up in here ought to say amen. The cooks in here ought to say amen. Y'all know the cooks, when somebody come and they insist on washing the dishes, oh, it blesses your soul. Jameson, be encouraged, bro. And I realized those little some emails are really nice and well spirited. You know what I mean? But some of these are little terrorist emails. They're like terrorist emails. They're like little terrorists. They talk all big and bad in emails. And let me guard my spirit. It started rising up. Did y'all even feel? Did y'all feel that? Did y'all did y'all feel that hood rich come come up? I was about to say like they talk all good and bad, but it's like you wouldn't talk like this to my face. Have you lost your mind? Have you lost? Who are you talking to with this tone of this email? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I lost my way. So they're praying that I find my way. So saying all that to say, it's that makes inevitably it's a hard journey that we're on, but we're on it together, and I'm thankful for y'all. Um, in that we keep coming back to the table, and many of you are sharing the table. You're inviting people to the table. Keep doing it. Keep sharing this stuff like crazy. I don't care if they get tired of it. And here's the problem: they long, so you got to be committed to listen to all this stuff. Because we'll spend 20 minutes hanging out. But that's just a part of the beauty. And I thought, well, maybe I should just edit it and just get straight to the point. No, we just hang it. So you just got to hang with us to get this word. You just got to hang and just grab you some coffee and hang, and we're gonna be all right. All right, I got a word, but I didn't play the theme song. What time is it? 8:16. We got time for the theme song, right? Let's just get it on in here. And yes, Randa, I'm playing the remix version because that's how I'm feeling. We'll go back to the original after a while, but I'm just hitting this remix version. Right, that they find a way. Change the prayer that they find a way. Yeah, yeah. I think that's good, Alexis. I think we need to pray for them, which is what we're gonna talk about today. I think we got to pray for people that they find their way and don't give up on them. Don't give up on them. Don't give up on them. Yeah. All right. Hey,
Let's
hey.
go! Joy, pain, ups, downs are working your way. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news
Thank you,
today.
Dr. Cynthia. That's
Oh,
so good.
joy, pain, ups, downs are working your way. Everything's gonna be okay. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Everything's gonna be
Come on, I need
okay.
everybody
Whosoever will
dancing. If you
believe
at
in
your
him shall
office,
not
I just
perish
need
but
some
have
shoulders. I need something. I need a little
everlasting
hand.
life.
Come on. Let's wake the world up. Let them
Yo,
know
turn
we're
my
coming
mic
for them.
up. Y'all ain't see this coming. Get ready to catch this. Come to snatch your righteous mind, not your edges. God is the goal, and then there's the period. This thing is real. Woo child, we serious. Intentional, the original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know. Ayo, everything's gonna be
Woo!
okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news
Yes.
today.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I'm trying to see. Oh boy. So everything's gonna be okay, y'all. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. That black boy joy, I love it. Everything's gonna be okay. All right, here's a word, yo. Here's a word. John chapter 4. This is the story of the woman at the well. Grab this. I'm gonna show you something today. I'm gonna show you something today. I'm gonna show you something today. Now they had to go through Samaria. Verse 4. For he came to a town in Samaria called Sychar, near the plot of ground Jacob had to give his son. Jacob's well was there. Jesus, tired as he was from the journey, sat down by the well. It was about noon when a Samaritan woman came to draw water. Jesus said to her, will you give me a drink? His disciples had gone into the city to town to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, "You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman." She just called it out. Out the gate, she called out the tension in the dynamic that we talked about yesterday. How can you ask me for a drink? For Jews do not associate with Samaritans. Like, y'all don't fool with us. Why you coming at me, right? Verse 10, Jesus answered, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." "Sir," the woman said, "you have nothing to draw with." Bro, you ain't even got a cup. What you talking about? You gonna give me water? You ain't even got a cup. And and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, as did also his sons and his livestock? His dog drank from this well. You better than that? Albert Tate translation. Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again." Ah, there's the rub. "But whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water, welling up to eternal life." The woman said, "Oh, shoot, sir, give me this water. I want that, so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw the water." He told her, "Go call your husband in and let's get it popping." "Wait a minute, hold on. I have no husband," she replied. Jesus said to her, "Girl, you right. I just called you out. When you say you have no husband, the fact is you've had one, two, three, four, five husbands, and the man you're with now, number six, is not your husband. What you have said is quite true, but don't get it twisted. You just met man number seven, and he about to complete everything in you that's ever been undone." I'm just giving a little commentary, in as we go along. Um, "Sir," the woman said, "I can see that you are a prophet, because you know all my business." I think that line is so funny. I can see you a prophet, because how you know all that? I can see that you're a prophet. Watch this. Listen to this. Here it is. Here it is. "Our ancestors worshipped on this mountain, but you Jews claim that the place where we must worship is in Jerusalem." "Woman," Jesus replied, "believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know, for salvation is from the Jews. Yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in the Spirit and in the truth, for they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks." God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship in spirit and in truth. All right. Ah, the new Tate version. I'm here for it. Yes, I love it. Jesus goes into a cultural just hotbed. Jesus goes into a cultural hotbed. You can hear, if you listen to the text, you can hear the tension, the historical disdain for one another. Here, these are would be desirous, righteous men that are like, "Yo, we ain't going to Samaria." And Jesus is like, "No, we going to Samaria." And then when they get there, the Samaritans is like, "What you doing up in here?" Sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. Come on, what's the problem? What just happened? My Facebook just went off. Is my Facebook still there? Sandra, come on in here. What just happened? Oh, why are we having trouble? This is messing up my flow. Sorry, we're having problem playing this video. All right, so Facebook, I'm just gonna stop and start again. It's I don't know what it's doing. We good? So okay, so y'all can see me and hear me. Okay, I can't see myself on here anymore. But if I'm good, I'm just gonna keep going there. It's weird, but I'm just gonna keep going. Okay. All right. I'll keep going. All right. So they had a huge issue. Um, Facebook is good. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. I'll keep going. Um, they had a huge issue with with going there. When they get there, the Samaritans like the woman is like, "What are you doing here? Why are you offering me something to drink? Why are you offering me something to drink? What you don't fool with us, and we don't fool with you." They had a history of tension and culture that they just called out the gate. When's the last time somebody offers you water and you be like, "What you offer me for water for? You a racist? Why are you racist? Coming, you and your people are racist. Why y'all coming here? Offer? Why you coming here? Like, when's the last time you felt that much hostility at an encounter? That's how big of a deal culturally this was. The the biggest. So you got to ask yourself the question: why in the world would Jesus go to such cultural tension? Why would Jesus go to such cultural tension? And sometimes as theologians, we go around and round. Um, um, but sometimes the thing is right in front of us and we just don't see it. As we deal with racial unrest, as we deal with trying to have this conversation, sometimes the thing is right in front of you and you don't even see it. You ever have something that's obvious and you just don't see it? But when somebody says it, it's like, that's exactly what it is. But it was so obvious, it's so simple, you wouldn't even thought about it. It's kind of like y'all remember, y'all probably don't remember, but some of y'all remember Bill Clinton and his campaign, and they're trying to figure out what the problem is, and he comes up with the phrase, "It's the economy, stupid." And he just realized somebody says, "It's the economy, stupid." It's the economy. In other words, if you get the economy right, everything else is gonna be right. It's the economy, stupid. It's like it's obvious. It's obvious. Why would Jesus go there? It's love, stupid. It's love. He loved this woman enough, and he loved the Samaritans enough to say, "I'm not gonna go around them. I'm gonna go and reach them. I'm gonna go and reach them." And he didn't fear his witness being compromised from being around them. Oh, great. My Instagram just popped, just dropped off. The devil don't want this word to get out. Y'all hear me? My Instagram just stopped. Why it would do that, I have no idea. Sorry, Instagram. I don't know what happened, but I'm back. I'll give y'all a second to come back. It's love. It's love, stupid. I loved them enough to know. It's my other Instagram. We can still hear you. See you hear you. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened over here, but y'all come on back. Y'all right there. Because I think what I'm talking about today is so important. It's so funny that all this stuff is just glitching right here. Um, but don't worry, we gonna get it out. We gonna get it out. We gonna get it. Y'all gonna get this. We gonna get it. It's it's love, stupid. It's love. He he loved her enough. He loved them enough to go and see about them. Y'all, I think if we're really honest, one of our biggest problems at this family table
I think if we're really honest about this issue of race and the injustice that we feel and the separations that we've experienced and the trauma, the privilege, the supremacy, all the words, if we would really tell the truth, we don't love each other. Come on, come on. Let's just be honest. We don't love each other. We love God, but we really don't love each other. And we're so used to saying that we just love everybody that we got this generalized love that we just generally have for everybody but has no substance at all. Like that, like, yes, I love you, I love cats, I love dogs, I love ice cream, I love you, I love, that kind of love. That's not what he's calling us to. That just is not what he's calling us to. When he says love your neighbor as yourself, he ain't talking about love it like you love ice cream. And you think about it, there's no way you ignore Samaria that much if you love Samaria that much. Come on. Like, let's just tell the truth. It's love. We don't love you. We don't love each other. You're like, I don't even know you. I don't trust you. How I don't like you. So how in the world am I gonna love you? How in the world can we see someone killed in the street with our own eyes and then get away and say we need to see the facts? We need to see the facts. How callous. Even if you believe that, for people that's hurting, love would say, you know what, I'm so sorry for the pain that caused. I can only imagine how much that hurts. Love would at least say be compassionate, but we'd be like, what's the facts? We don't see him. He's a rapist. He's a rapist. He's a, what about the love for his victims? And we got love for all. We ain't got no problem with that. We just saying we don't live in a culture where your rap sheet is on your shirt before you get shot. And so I'm not saying we it's okay for him to rape people. No, I'm just saying last time I checked, the penalty for that ain't being shot in the back 7 times, and he should be held accountable for the consequence. But I'm just, I don't want to get into all of that. But I'm just saying the lack of love. So for minorities to experience such personal burden and devastation, and for it to be clear, and for you to see, wow, people are hurting, people are upset, people are protesting, people are mad, people, for you to show up so loveless. And then for white siblings that are trying to engage the conversation, but those of us are minorities are so fatigued and so angry and so upset, we ain't we ain't showing them no love either. So in what I fear is that we're creating a cancel culture in Christianity. We're creating a cancel culture in Christianity, and it's being lifted up. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And it's this whole one-sided thing. So you can't be like Black Lives Matter without you being associated with the organization. So you're gonna wait. So Jesus was willing to risk his witness so that he might be a witness. I just dropped a word up in here. I just dropped a word up in here. I said Jesus was willing to risk being a witness in Samaria so that he was willing to risk his witness by being in Samaria so that he might be a witness in Samaria. So that he might be a witness to a Samaritan. Let me say it again. Here's the phrase. If you want to quote me, here's the quote. Jesus was willing to risk his witness by being in Samaria so that he might be a witness to a Samaritan. You know why? Because Jesus loved him. Jesus loved him. And it wasn't about being right or wrong. And there's a cancel culture in some Christian sects and some Christian communities that's saying if they're sinful, you can cancel them and don't show up near them because it might mess with your witness. And I'm telling you, that ain't Bible. That ain't what Jesus did. So be careful. Be careful. There's a pastor now, famous pastor. I ain't gonna say his name, although I want to. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's on record as saying every good Christian will vote Republican. He's on record as saying slavery would have been fine if he had a good master. But he's also a record saying, yeah, you don't go, you cancel those people, those sinful people that have sinful agendas. You don't go there. You don't engage with them. You don't engage. And I'm telling you, Jesus is like, yo, God has called us to neighbor love, and he's called us to enemy love. And he goes to Samaria at the risk of his own witness so that he might be a witness to Samaritans. He loved them enough to go where they were. He loved them enough to go where they were. And the reason why we're not willing to go there with issues of race is because we just don't love each other. How you gonna see me with tears in my eyes and tell me you love me and then demand that I defend my tears? Or that my tears are not warranted or not valid? Or how do you love me but don't care about the fear that I have for my black son? You don't love me. And if you behave like that and act like that, then I don't love you either. And here we are going to church, singing Zion songs, listening to sermons, loving God, but ain't loving each other. And that's why the church looks the way that it does and why it can behave the way that it does and not carry the burdens of one another. Because in order to carry your burden, in order to carry the burdens of one another, it actually requires us to authentically love one another. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like we all need to slow down and stop, including me, and just say, all right, do we love one another? And how do I begin to love well people that don't look like me, don't live like me, don't vote like me? It didn't get any more different than the Samaritans. Watch this, watch this. Let me keep going. He loved them enough to go there. And watch this. He loved her enough to call her out. To call her out. Because some of us think that we love so much that we love to a place of our own spiritual compromise. We love to a place of our own spiritual compromise. So we will compromise what is spiritually true just to display a love that actually turns out not to be love at all, because love is not absent of correction. So you love me enough to see where I am, and you got to love me enough also to bring correction to who I am. And so some of us, we are so consumed with compassion and love that we don't tell people the truth according to God's word and their sin. Come on in here. It gets tight and then it gets tighter. Jesus says to this woman, I love you. I've come here where no one else has come. And if you follow me, I'm willing to go here. But when I go here, I'm not going to just be up in here. We're going to have some hard conversations. Number one, go get your husband. Where your husband at? After he gives her the invitation, after he lovingly invites her to living water. You see what I'm saying? So he don't come out the gate. He shares and invites her to an overwhelming love and presence. And I'm here, but if we gonna be here, come on, let's talk about it. And she says, once she finds out his angle, she come back at him. Watch what she does. She's like, oh, you a prophet or something. Okay, I get it. You religious. Well, you Jews say that we shouldn't worship in this mountain. You say we should worship in Jerusalem because that's where God is. You Jews say that our worship is wrong. And Jesus, watch what Jesus says. This is what Jesus says. Jesus says, you worship what you do not know. He says, your worship is wrong. Nobody up in these mountains. I don't know who y'all worshiping up in here in these mountains. Your worship is wrong. And yes, you worship what you do not know, and Jews worship what we do know. Yes, we are right. We worship a true God. He's willing to go and say Samaritan lives matter, but Samaritan's theology is wrong. That just happened in John chapter 4. He said Samaritan lives matter is up in here, yes, but Samaritan's theology is wrong. You worship what you do not know. It's wrong. He can chew gum and talk and walk at the same time. We can celebrate life, but also challenge theology at the same time. And it doesn't disqualify them from the love of God, the presence of God, and also an invitation of God. So he calls her out, but then he calls her up and say, but don't even trip, because the time is coming and now is where it ain't gonna matter where you worship. It matters who you worship and how you worship. And who you worship is God, and how you worship him is in spirit and in truth. That means you get to tell the truth about where you are and come to him, and he'll meet you where you are, but not leave you where you are. He has come to change you. He's come to transform you. So he gives her a challenge, but then also gives her an invitation after he shows her love by giving her his presence and showing up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you don't get to cancel people because they got a different theological view or because they hold a different position. Let's love one another. Let's love one another well enough to sit and see their burden and not be their burden. Specifically, as it goes to the nature of our conversation, that's why I'm doing this specific application. Black folks are carrying a huge burden right now. My white siblings, why don't you intentionally choose love and say, I'm going to intentionally see the burden and not be the burden. I don't want to be another thing for you to have to carry or to worry about. I want to be here to lift the burden. And then then out of that mutuality and out of that love, let's talk about some of the challenges and some of the theological convictions that we have that may just be wrong. Just because I love you don't mean I got to affirm all of your theological views. And to show love is not to extend and show correction. It's such a weak brand of Christianity. Jesus just loved everybody. Love is love. Yeah, Jesus loved everybody. Jesus loved, but he also said, yeah, go get your husband. Your lifestyle is wrong. You are positionally living sexually, relationally wrong. You're living outside of my purpose. So go bring that and come bring that to the conversation. He said, theologically, you're living outside of orthodoxy. You're living outside of my purpose and my word. You do not know who you worship it. You don't know what you're doing concerning theology. But watch this. Watch this. This is the last word. And then I got to go. I'll come back tomorrow. Y'all, it's just been so good. We'll finish this tomorrow. But what she didn't do, what the woman did not do, is she didn't get offended and walk away from the table. Jesus said, you don't even know what you worshiping. So yeah, you're wrong. She could have walked away from him right then, and she would have missed the greatest breakthrough that she'd ever received. But she didn't walk away. She didn't allow her offense to drive her away from the lover of her soul. Stop spending so much time being offended and spend more time being surrendered, and you'll see the glory of God. That's our time, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all in the morning. Let's do it again. I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. Let's come back tomorrow.